Hey guys, what's up? It's Josh here at Porter Valley Ranch. Today is Friday. It's going to be probably a little bit of a loud Friday because I've got all the lambs that have been born so far in the birthing suite here with me, which is where I usually shoot my Farm Friday videos. I've got them in here, number one, so you guys can see them. Number two, so we can have a little bit of a bonding experience, check them out. But number three, I've got an unpleasant surprise for these guys that they're probably not going to like. I'm going to take you guys along for the ride. Let's jump into it. All right, so for those of you that are new to our channel, on Farm Fridays, we show you around our farm, show you some of the animals and what's going on, what we're doing, what's new, what's up. We also give away free things. So at the end of this video, we will give away a t-shirt to someone who commented on last week's video. And if you're watching this, comment down below and you will be entered into a chance to win. And then you'll need to come back next week and watch next week's Farm Friday video to find out if you won. So this is one of those days that is really cold. It's really miserable to be outside. And also we have had a really long week. We started out after last week's Farm Friday video going to a dance competition. You guys know we own a dance studio and a gymnastics gym. That's our quote-unquote day job. So we took the boys, they all competed. Jet and Kai actually won first place, and Zeke's group won second place. We were pretty excited about that, but it is a really long weekend. We're there for like 36 hours of work time over the course of just a few days. So by the time we got home, we were really worn out. So on Monday, the boys didn't have school because it was President's Day. And instead of sitting around and resting like we probably should have, we decided to get some work done. So we went over to our friend Pat's house at Meadow Blackberry Farm to get our blackberries. We are purchasing 100 blackberries or more, we're not sure yet, to put onto our property and start a crop operation. We're really excited about that. So we went over there, we had the whole family with us, and we started digging up our blackberry plants. We had never done this before, so we weren't sure exactly what to expect, but it actually went pretty smooth. We used something called a spading fork instead of a shovel to make sure we didn't ruin the roots, and we would get underneath the plants and kind of like get some leverage, and you had to really pry to get them out of the ground. But the whole family was there. Zeke, Kai, and Jet helped me and Rachel out, so it was actually kind of fun. Well, it was fun for us. I don't know if the boys had fun, but they are going to reap the rewards when they have all-you-can-eat blackberries over the next couple of years. So I'm glad they were able to go with us. We're really excited about getting those things in the ground. Oh, wait, we did get some of them in the ground. So on Tuesday, I started planting the blackberries. We got a rototiller, we tilled up the plot. We had already done some soil amendments. So if you're looking at starting a garden or doing any kind of crops, the first thing you want to do is test your soil. You take it to your local extension agent or anything with the Department of Agriculture, and they can test that soil and tell you what you're going to need. Ours was really low on the pH side, so we had to add some sulfur. We added sulfur into the soil. We tilled that in. We used the tractor to kind of grade it out. We set our lines, and then on Tuesday, we started planting those plants. So we dug the hole, put them in there. Some of the roots were really long, so you actually didn't dig a hole. You dug like a trench and kind of laid the roots through the trench system. But it was a really fun process. I got most of them done during the day, and then I had to go start soccer practice. I coach Kai's soccer team. So we had our first soccer practice, and then when I got home, it was dark, but I used the lights from the tractor to put in the rest of those blackberry plants. Wednesday morning, we had a few more lambs being born. It's kind of like a little sprinkling every day. You wake up and you check the barns to see if there's anything being born. You check the fields. You just kind of have to listen closely because sometimes they'll be off in the woods and you have to listen and go check on them. So we had some of these lambs being born almost every day. There you go. There you go. Wednesday night, we had a chance to do a live stream with Brian over at the Vineyard Farmhouse. It was really fun. We spent over an hour just talking about our channel and his channel and the YouTube community. So that was really cool. If you didn't see it, I encourage you to go back and watch that. It's a way to get to know other channels. It was good for us to be able to be in front of his audience. There's people that don't know us because we hadn't done a lot on YouTube over the last year. So some of the people that were new to YouTube or new to the homesteading community didn't know who we are. So we're really glad that we were able to get in front of them. And if you're one of those people watching this, comment down below. Tell me that Brian sent you over, because I definitely owe him a dinner. I told him if I got 5 new subscribers, I'd buy him dinner, and I think I got way more than that. So Brian, if you're watching, I will definitely buy your dinner when you come to Oklahoma to the meetup here in just a couple months. All right, so Thursday rolled around and this little guy was born. His mom was a first-time ewe and she needed a little bit of assistance. So I got to help her out a little bit. Okay, so I just got home and heard a little lamb. You can always kind of tell because they're just a little bit weaker sounding. It's like a very faint bass sound. So I got out of the car and listened, and I could tell that there was a lamb. So I walked down here, and this little guy is new. Let's go and check him out. All right, so he's pretty new. I can tell because the umbilical cord here is still pretty fresh. So you guys know in our previous videos we talked about how you need to get that and clip it off and then put some iodine on it, because this one, as you can see, it's got some dirt on it. He was born to one of the new baby dolls that we brought onto our property, and as far as I can tell, she's a first-time mom. And sometimes when they're a first-time mom, they just don't know what to do. So like, if you think about it, kind of, we're gonna walk real slow up here towards her, but if you think about it, like whenever you bring your first child home from the hospital, if you have children, you know, when that first baby was born, you were excited and you knew you loved it, but you also didn't really know what to do. Like for Rachel and I, when we brought Zeke home from the hospital, it was just this crazy idea of like, we're in charge of a little tiny human being, and we just didn't know what to do. And so that's the way some of these ewes are when they have their first lamb. So I haven't seen him nurse. I got home, I didn't have a camera in my car, so I ran out here and checked him, and his mom is kind of making noise back at him, but she's staying a good distance away from him. So that's not what you would consider rejecting. I would consider it education. So like, you know, when you go to the hospital with your first child, they're gonna educate you on what to do and send you home with some pamphlets and stuff like that. So we need to educate her, and the way we're gonna do that is to pin them up together, kind of force that bonding where she can't run away from him and they get to know each other's smell and things like that, and then we'll keep watching them, and hopefully they connect. So that's the plan. I'm gonna put her up here in the pen with him, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so a couple of things off the bat here. Number one, this is already one of our bigger lambing seasons. We're having lambs born almost every day at this point, and expect that to continue for a couple more days, then we'll have a little gap, and then we'll have more lambs. But this is our birthing suite in the pen next to me, and this is just kind of a little shelter stall that they use to get out of the weather. The problem is we're running out of space in the birthing suite, and I need this new little ram lamb and his mom to be isolated, because I don't want the little lamb being confused by smells or trying to nurse on other ewes and things like that. So I need to isolate them, and I need to put them in this stall. This stall doesn't have a door, so I'm going to install a door. The other thing you need to know is that this post right here was actually a post that was on my grandpa's barn. So Roy Porter lived in Marietta, Oklahoma. He was a farmer and rancher his entire life. He farmed cattle and crops and everything. He farmed for a living. And so that post came off of one of his barns. So it has a lot of sentimental value to me. I thought it was really cool that we could use it here in our barn. So I'm obviously not going to drill into this post, so I'm going to drill into this side, but I am gonna put a gate on this stall so that I can pin them up. Then I'll put some fresh straw in here and some water and some food so that they can bond, and hopefully everything works out between the two of them. Another fun fact is that my very first YouTube video was actually called How to Hang a Gate. It was during the pandemic and I was hanging some new gates, and I decided to share with the world the proper way to hang a gate. I'm pretty sure that video only got like 20 views in the first year, so don't go back and watch it, it's absolutely terrible. But in that video, I shared with you this little magical tool. It's called a scrinch. It's actually used for chainsaws because most chainsaws have 2 sizes of bolts, and it fits both of them. You can loosen the chain, tighten the chain, take out the spark plug, all that. But also, it's the perfect tool for hanging gates because it fits right here on the end, and then you can use it to turn thing with. I don't know what this is called, like a hanger, I guess. But you put it on there and it turns it, and it is perfect. So do not go watch that video. Whatever you do, I beg of you. After we got this little guy settled, it was time to get back to the blackberries. I went over to Pat, picked up a few more blackberry plants, and when I say a few, I mean 60, and got those out. We actually are giving a few away to some of our friends. My dad's taking a few to Oklahoma City, but we got all those blackberry plants, we brought them back, we sorted them out, and we started planting again to get those blackberries in the row before the cold hits, which is today, Friday. So now it's Friday, I've got the lambs in here, and we are going to band their tails. That's right, they do not like this part. But whenever a lamb is born, their tail is really long. Now some people leave this tail long, but we do not, because it gets kind of gross. They go to the bathroom on it, it gets dirty. So what we do, and what most people do, the recommendation is to band this tail and make it a lot shorter. Okay, now that I've got that done, I need to go over and do a few things with the chickens. I need to move some of the Ayam Cemanis, some of the older juveniles over here with the adult Ayam Cemanis. And speaking of Ayam Cemanis, something happened yesterday. Check this out. So you guys know we raise Ayam Cemani chickens, which are the super rare, completely black chickens. Black feathers, black beaks, black tongues, black bones, black organs. I had 3 laying hens, and I lost one of them. I came out yesterday, and I could not find her anywhere. We were down to 2. I thought maybe she flew out. There's a few little gaps in the coop or something like that. But this is pretty interesting. Check this out. Here's what I found. She's back here. She's on a bunch of eggs. Now, I'm gonna get her out of there, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm getting her out of there. I really thought they had quit laying. All the reports about Ayam Cemanis, one of the reasons they're so rare is because they only lay like 60 eggs a year. But the crazy thing is, since these things reached maturity, which was about 2 or 3 months ago, they lay almost every day, like almost more consistent than our egg layers. So I'm gonna put her back in the pen and go look at all those eggs. She's really not happy. Kind of disturbed her. Now, the reason that I took her off those eggs, we do not let our chickens go broody. For one, they quit laying when they go broody, and 2, we have never been able to have a broody hen actually hatch out a batch of eggs. I'm sure they can. I know that's what happens in nature, but we just have never had any luck with it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna collect those eggs, I'm gonna put them in this container, and then I'm gonna put that in the incubator. And then it's a crapshoot of when they're gonna hatch, because however long she's been sitting on them, they're already, you know, that far along. So usually I know that it's gonna be, you know, 20, 21 days, but with these, I don't know how long she's been sitting on these eggs, so I have no idea when they're gonna hatch. So I'm gonna put in the incubator, and who knows. All right, so she was sitting on a solid baker's dozen, 13 eggs. We're gonna take those and put them in the incubator. But wait, there's more. The rest of this story is this Ayam Cemani has also decided to go broody. Look at her hiding. Like, I don't think you can see me. Sorry girl, we can see you. And again, I don't want them to sit on these eggs because it just never works out. So I'd rather take the eggs and put them in the incubator and let the incubator do its job. It's more controlled. And then also, then they'll keep laying. So I'm gonna take her off of here. And I've had to pull this one off from being broody a couple times, and she gets kind of crazy sometimes, so we'll see what happens. Come here, girl. Come on. I know. I know. She did not like that. All right, let's see what we got in here. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 8. There's 9 in this little patch. So that is gonna give us a lot of eggs in the incubator. I don't think we have room in the incubator because I loaned out one of our incubators to my friend Lauren, who ordered too many chickens off of eBay. So we're gonna have to cram them in there. Probably we'll put them in the incubator, wait a couple days, and then candle them and see which ones are viable, because usually when they are going broody, they're laid at different times and it kind of builds up over a few days, and then they just are at different stages of development. Some of them aren't viable. So we're gonna check these in a couple days and see which ones will hatch. All right, that's gonna do it for us today. It is way too cold for me to be out here. I am really not enjoying the farm right now in this cold weather. Before we end for the day, I need to pick a winner from last week's video. So last week I asked you guys to say if you thought we were gonna have more ewes or more rams. We are personally, selfishly hoping for more ewes. Number one, ewes are more valuable. We can sell them for more. Number two, if it's a good, high quality ewe in the registered Harlequin or Babydoll world, and it has the characteristics we're looking for, like spots and blue eyes, then we're gonna keep some of those on our farm to help benefit our flock. But unfortunately, so far, we have had more rams than we have had ewe lambs. We've had 4 little boys and 3 little girls born so far. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to last week's video, I'm gonna click on newest, I'm gonna scroll to the bottom, and I'm gonna look for the first comment that said we were gonna have more rams, and that's gonna be our winner for today's video. All right, so I found the video. It was called New Beginnings. If you didn't watch it, go back and watch it. You can go ahead and comment, but you're too late to win on that one, so make sure you comment on this one. But let's see what we've got here. Lots of comments, starting with the oldest one. It looks like Authentically Nikki said more girls than boys. You lose. Jeannie Lipsky also thinks we're gonna have more girls. You are wrong. Karen, you already won a shirt. And you're in Africa, but you were also wrong. You said more girls. Man, everybody thinks we're gonna have more girls, and I really appreciate that. But Ed Kirkpatrick, I met Ed at the meetup at the Eddy Family Farm in Sulphur, Oklahoma. What was that, man, 2 years ago? So Ed said, I think you're gonna have more boys this year. It's the year of the rabbit. We don't raise rabbits, and I don't know what the year of the rabbit means, but Ed was correct that it does mean we're gonna have more boys. So far, we have had more boys then girls, we hope that turns around. But Ed, shoot me an email, portervalleyranch@gmail. Send me your address and your t-shirt size, and we'll send that out to you. Also, I hope to see you in the near future. I don't know if you're coming to Okie Homesteading or if you're coming to the meetup in Lake Tenkill or any of those things. But if you come to Oklahoma, hit me up. I'd love you to come see our property, see your animals, and hang out a little bit, maybe even pick some guitars. So Ed, congratulations. Thanks for playing. Everybody else, make sure and comment on this video for a chance to win. Tell me, what's the temperature at your house right now? Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it snowing? Is it raining? It's cold here. It's below freezing, and it's going to be 70 on Sunday, so that's pretty strange for me. So tell me, how is the weather at your area? Comment down below. Come back next Friday and we'll see who wins. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Be looking for more videos on the way. We've got some educational content that we're going to start putting out, and I hope you guys watch that. I hope you interact with it and enjoy it. We'll see you guys later.